a transformation from it, because cultural sociology is kind of new, compared to other disciplines. And in the hermeneutic methods that we deal with, hermeneutics basically is the branch of knowledge that deals with the interpretation of text and things as well. And it's basically how society interprets things is the way that we are trying to research about and to see what are how that affects society in general. So analyzing also like those cultural meanings is really important nowadays, that we are having like a bunch of things going on in the world, and we try to understand what is going on and what are the motivations, for example, of certain actors. So what we focus is also like in those meanings, how they change a long time through history, and how they circulate all around. There's a lot of social phenomena that for us as common people is difficult to understand, and that's basically our job as cultural sociologists, is to analyze what is going on in society and kind of taking those really difficult things that it's difficult to understand and make them as simple as possible for society to understand it. So the influence of different communities over other communities, and also as well like things as scandals or conflicts, we try to research what are those meanings behind those actions. The core of the program, we deal with specific methods. We have something called like a toolkit that is just certain theories that we work with in order to approach different social phenomena. And at the same time, like we research about almost everything, because we are humans and humans live in society, and basically everything that is made by a human or the interaction between humans is our matter. So it's a really broad thing to say, but that's actually interesting because we can also like we as students, we can follow different paths. We're never like researching about the same thing, and it's as open as the variety of the world itself. So there's people that research about pop culture, some others about the concept of money in society, some others about why people are vegan, and so on and so forth. I have, like a couple of pictures, and meanwhile the pictures are going around, I want to tell you about how the semesters work. Basically, the first semester is like a more compulsory semester where we have the introduction to what cultural sociology is and sociology in general. The second and third semester are a mixture like between compulsory classes and some selective courses. In the selective courses, we have stuff like migration and transnationalism, culture wars, rebellions and social conflicts, writing sociology as well, because like basically all our work it's made through papers. So what we do is to just make like final papers for our classes where we are having like an argumentative position. So we are here for writing things, and we learn as well how to write properly, like academic text. Our research is really varied. So we have like selective courses as well, like some others will be like the collective memory, morality in the public sphere, current themes in sociology, that this is kind of what people are talking about in academia right now, and transnational studies, that is really interesting as well. Going like further, I want to also talk to you about like what type of students we're seeking, like what is needed for being a cultural sociologist, more or less. There's people from different backgrounds that came here to learn what cultural sociology is. Like me personally, I studied audiovisual communication before, so it was kind of from the film communication area, but I decided that I wanted to get more into the theory of communication, and then like of course with ethnography and a lot of things that we saw in documentaries, now cultural sociology is more the theoretical hard stuff that we can use for creating, different products as audiovisual people. But here's people from all types of disciplines. There's people that study urbanism. There's people that study journalism. So almost everybody is welcome into this. Of course, what we are looking for is more like students that have an interest in the development of contemporary society. We deal with topics generally about globalization, migration, pop culture, the changes in identity in societies, and also, of course, like the transformation of those societies a long time. So one of the things, like kind of when I try to explain how cultural sociology is relevant, recently there's been like a lot of things about AI, how AI is going to destroy the world and stuff like that. So what we are made for is to understand how technology, for example, it's going to transform society, or it's transforming society. It's not a predictive thing, but it's more like a study of how society changed because the technology advancement, or, for example, organization of societies. So cultural sociology, even though it's broad in its research, there's like certain structural ways of interpreting and analyzing the meanings in society. Basically, we just study for 3 semesters, like we learn a lot. And then the last semester, it's our thesis, like we write our thesis. Even though the first 2 semesters is just lectures, the third semester, we start thinking about what we want to research. And we start reading like, side authors and stuff that it's going to complement what we want to write about in our thesis. And the last semester, it's purely writing the thesis. So you will have time for asking your professors, having enough consultations in order to finish with a thesis that it's going to help you not only to understand society in a more structuralist way, but also in the academic career. So us as cultural sociologists, we can proceed in PhDs in sociology. Some universities also as well have like the PhD purely in cultural sociology. In the case of Masaryk University, is in sociology, but some students are as well like doing their research more towards the side of cultural sociology at Masaryk student. And yeah, basically, like we come here to read, research, and write. That's basically what us as cultural sociologists do. If you have like any questions or anything, you can reach me out in my account. And
yeah, thank you, Nicolas. Yeah, it was a great presentation. And I think I'm going to check whether there are any comments or questions. No, there are no questions for you. But I would like to ask you, what was your most favorite class that you've taken?
Yeah, like I would say the first introduction to cultural sociology, kind of understanding what it was about. We read like stuff from 100 years ago, how people interpret things as winking the eyes, or why the fact of wearing a hat and moving the hat meant a lot of different things. It opened my mind towards how society works. Like we're unaware of certain details that go around. But recently, my favorite class was about AI and technology. Because, in this current times that everybody's freaking out somehow, like how AI is going to transform society, we found ways of understanding, like actually AI has a lot of potential in helping humanity, and is not going to be done harmful at the end, but it's what we are researching about right now. So it's something really interesting to debate about.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, I think AI is the topic number one of every subject. Yeah. Okay, so this is the end of our day. So thank you very much, Nicolas.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.